food. Finished off some mac and cheese yesterday that I had left over. One of those microwavable, I don't know, what is it called? Bob Johnson? Maybe Bob Johnson? I don't know. Forget what they're called, what the brand is, but they're really good. You microwave them for like 5 minutes. They come in these plastic tubs. And I had hot dogs and put a layer of cheese on top of mine. It gives it kind of the baked mac and cheese flavor. I like my hot dogs to be all beef. I got the Oscar Mayer ones. I think those taste the best. They're not cheap though. But either way, finished it off and still have the tub sitting in there. I'd almost given up on recycling recently, but I'm trying again and separating the recycling from the non-recycling. I feel better when I do it, but I'm just hoping somebody somewhere is sorting the recycling from the garbage and it doesn't all end up in the same spot, like I'm worried it does. I have to admit something. I was panicking a little bit as I did this. I made a investment. And no, it's not the TV, the plants, the futon, the lamp, the table, or the computer, or the rug that you see. It's, I subscribed to CNBC yesterday. I was sitting there and I was kind of going, I wonder how the market's doing. Talk a lot about how you shouldn't watch the news, and I really think that. But there's something about, hello Cleo, there's something about, good morning Fred, Bob Evans. Thank you, Deadpan. I think it's Bob Evans. Is that the brand? I think it is. That's right. It wasn't Bob Johnson. It was a kid I ran with in high school. But there's something nice about having some connection. And this is, I might be totally wrong and disagreeing with everything I've said on my show, all my thoughts, all my inspirational efforts to keep going. But I don't know, I was kind of curious what the market was doing. And I sat there and going, $15 a month for CNBC? Should I really pay that? Then I decided to. We'll see how it goes. You know, I was spending probably $130 a month on cable when I last had it, at least. And right now I subscribe to Prime Video, but that mainly I do that for free delivery on Amazon, from Amazon. And I subscribe to CNBC now, so I think my total cable bill, if you will, is still, you know, $30 a month or something like that. It might be 33. Oh, I also subscribe to YouTube. That allows me to download YouTube. You wouldn't want me not being able to download YouTube, of course. And that's how we get all this incredible content. Good morning, Andrew. Dooney said the only subscription they have is $15 a month for YouTube with no ads. I'd say that's a biggie, because you can, so many movies, I mean, I don't really watch movies on YouTube, but there's so many documentaries. Obviously, there's Coffee with Ken, and what have you. Cleo says she pays for YouTube, she hates ad. YouTube was free. YouTube is free, but you have to pay for ads then. It's how I make the big bucks. If you rewatch one of these lives, you get ads spread out occasionally through one of these lives. Or if I do a longer, it's kind of an oxymoron, a longer short, if you will, they'll place ads during it, and then they compensate me from those ads. So I can't say I totally hate them. As a matter of fact, I watched Tubi. If anyone out there is, somebody suggested this to me. I almost don't hate ads. I almost like them. Not like every 12 minutes 6 different commercials. But every 20 minutes having a chance to go to the bathroom or get another bowl of ice cream or whatever. Taking that little break between your movie gives you anticipation for the next one. Maybe that's just me rationalizing not paying for the ad-free service. Good morning, Schlegel. Good morning, Jack Taylor. Can you pay and get no ads? Like on Prime Video, you have to pay extra. I think Netflix is running ads as well, too. I think a lot of them are gaining revenue by just running ads. Yeah, I don't know, I'm new to it. But the point was, I'm just signed up for CNBC. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know if it's a distraction. It says Dems warning over chip sales. The Dow is gonna open down 215. I don't know if the stimulation's good for me or not. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Thursday morning. It is August 21st, I think, maybe. Oh, it is August 21st. My birthday was the 7th. It was on a Thursday 2 weeks ago, so it's August 21st. It's 7:20 a.m. Happy Thursday. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time, and this is a show about me talking. It is a show about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life. Kind of sharing one man's adventure as he cruises down the road. For those that have been watching a while, though, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this early hour. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. I left the cabinet open. Well, that's good that I did. I had to remind myself what I was drinking. I'm drinking the Black Rifle. Or no, I'm not. I imagined I was drinking the Black Rifle. I'm drinking the Death Wish dark roast coffee. Have another sip. Good morning, JM74. How are you? How are you all doing? How's your week going? How'd you sleep? How are your plants doing in your house? How you liking the turning of summer to fall? How's work going? How are the kids doing? Holy Ghost just said, Hurricane Aaron. Holy Ghost, where do you live that says Hurricane Aaron? Yeah, where do you live? I saw that there was going to be a Hurricane Aaron. Took a screenshot and sent it to my daughter named Erin, who's a sophomore at Iowa State. And she responded that you've been going through 19 years of that. Thought it was a pretty good response by her. Thought it was a really good response by her. Off the coast of New Jersey. Is it, I mean, I'm assuming Hurricane Erin is hitting Florida or the Carolinas and then kind of drifting up to New Jersey? Or with climate change, are hurricanes hitting north of where I'm used to? Oh, that's nice. It's already going through the Carolinas, said Lisa Smith. Is that where it made landfall? Is it been big, or is it just a big rainstorm? Where was it? Was it North Carolina was it a year ago that they had the huge flooding? Like Asheville, North Carolina, and it was like the remnants of a hurricane? I think it was. Half of Florida was, maybe that's why I got CNBC, because I'm oblivious. To me, it was just a post on social media a week ago. Half of Florida evacuated, and I was totally unaware. I was totally unaware. We're getting so many comments, I'm struggling keeping track of the conversation that's going on. Where am I? I am in Wisconsin. I wonder, do people, okay, I got somebody from Australia on. Do you guys know what Wisconsin is? Do people from other areas of the world know what a Wisconsin is? I'm serious. If you live out of the United States, do you know Wisconsin? Do you? Okay, Holy Ghost says Packers, but Holy Ghost, where are you from? Pippi says you've heard of it. Mainly beer, but are you guys from, Canada's close enough. Okay, Pippi says in movies she's heard of Wisconsin. So it's hard for me, because I used to say I'm just outside of Chicago, and everybody in the world knows Chicago's a city in the United States, just about. But when I say I'm from Wisconsin, I don't know if that's descriptive enough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The Shore, I don't know where that is. JM74 is from Nova Scotia. Connie McCabe says beer and cheese heads, and somebody's saying diversity, question mark. Joshua Taylor says, can't expect people from elsewhere to know all 50 states. Heard of them is good enough. Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if they've heard of them at all. Okay, usually if you mention Green Bay or Milwaukee, people will be more familiar. All right. But I don't live in Green Bay or Milwaukee. If my greatest, maybe I've moved to too small of a state or too small of a city. If I got to say, well, I'm in the state where Green Bay is. Have you heard of Milwaukee? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Have I ever been to Australia before? No. Wisconsin gets lots of snow. That's what I'm hoping. That is what I'm hoping. I'm drinking my coffee. Think that Wisconsin is in Canada. Shaliva, where do you live again? You're not from the United States. Wow, what is that? Is that a glorious audience? Oh no, it's just a run-of-the-mill audience. We have a very run-of-the-mill audience today. We have 48 people watching. We got 12 thumbs up. I was thinking we had 68, and I was going to say it was a spectacular audience. But no, it was 48. So we got a run-of-the-mill audience on this Thursday morning. But I'm thankful for you viewers that tuned in and let me sleep in this morning. Oh. So what do I have for you this morning? I don't know that I have a heck of a lot for you this morning. CNBC was the biggest news I had to share with you. I worked last night. I was going to take the night off. I wasn't scheduled. But I sat there. I must admit, I was in the bath. I was relaxing. It was like 2 o'clock. And I knew there was an opportunity to make a little more money, which would move my little piece that is my body, my little bald head, around the monopoly board of life. I said, what the heck? I'll go to work. I'll make a little money. That's what I did. I don't know how I feel about it. I got people that post that don't like capitalism and think we spend too much of our lives working. And while I can agree with maybe part of that, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I do know when I go into work, I feel contentment, and I do feel like I've moved forward and did something good. I tend to sleep a little better when I work. Pippi just rolls through the lives and says hello to people all over the world. Well, Pippi, that means you're here just to say hello. Well, and while I appreciate you saying hello, I'm somewhat hurt you're not here for the amazing content that is on Coffee with Ken. Do you subscribe to these viewers? Or to these shows, these audience? Do people from all over the world do it? What if I'm curious now about your experience, because sometimes I'll get so many, turn it to subscriber only. So when it's like Pippi, if you're scrolling through, I don't know how many live streams there are right now on YouTube. How many? Thousands? Hundreds? 10? Me and some dude from Indonesia? Who knows? And it says subscriber only. Thousands. Thousands of subscribers. And you and I are together. What are the odds? 1 in thousands. So that's how it works. I've never really understood. So for some reason, I'm put onto some stream of live shows, and you guys can just flip through them. Okay, I got 52 people watching, and I've been talking for 18 minutes. How does that compare to other lives? I mean, I'm sure if you're, okay, like if I'm sitting here playing a guitar and it's a song you like, you might tune in for a little while. But I wonder how engaged you're going to be, or how long, if I'm flipping through, I want to hear, I don't know, somebody playing the guitar. People from Argentina and Chile seem very friendly and moral. Well, I've wanted to go. Wait, hold on here. I've wanted to go to South America. Some people just live broadcast themselves sleeping all night. It's weird. And what's their audience like? I mean, what's their audience like? I mean, I'm just drinking my coffee. Do they snore? Do they have a husband or a wife? Do they get intimate? Is it like a porn channel? Most lives have only 5 or 10. Some have hundreds. So what you're saying is mine's kind of a middle of the road live. Some live tarot cards, some playing video games, some singing politics. It's fun. Mainly just creepers in the audience for the sleepers, especially if female. Huh. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I could sleep with you guys watching me. The ones with thousands are doing odd things like writing names in sand, reading tarot cards, or eating food. I mean, is eating food that... So if I cooked myself a hamburger, would I get a huge audience? Cooking live stream. Yeah, no, I've done a little bit of cooking a live stream. Mine are usually frozen pizzas. I mean, that doesn't get a huge audience necessarily. But I really am good at cooking frozen pizzas. Let's see. Is it okay if Trump imposes tariffs only on India, but not on China, even though China is the largest oil buyer from Russia? Good morning, John Deshada. Good morning. Am I getting a hamburger from George Webb's due to the Brewer winning streak? I don't know what George Webb's is. And did the Brewers win last night? I thought they were playing the Cubs and they were losing 4-2. I don't know what George Webb's is. I don't think the Brewers are on a winning streak, are they? Didn't they lose recently? I think they might have lost last night. Good afternoon. Let's see. Somebody goes on scenic bicycle rides for 2 hours. I may get one like maybe 5 viewers. YouTube isn't for everyone. All right. Stevie K official's back. And Pippi says it's 8:36 p.m. here. Pippi, where are you from again? Australia? You've been like such a star in my show. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Again, it's on CNBC. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a economist that CNBC has been talking to for years, and he's out in Wyoming. And that's kind of what Wyoming looks like behind him. You know, kind of a place, kind of a desert-looking place with mountains in the distance. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I was there, and I thought there were some certainly beautiful times. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of neat seeing mountains. But between him and those mountains is nothing but barren wasteland. Schliefel's explaining George Webb. Those aren't the Smoky Mountains. Pippi thinks hot and dry climate is ideal. You love the sun. Oh, that's where they are, Jackson Hole. Michael Bruce said. You lived in Jackson Hole for a few years. It was wild and wonderful. That's where they are. They're doing this big economics forum where they do it in Jackson Hole every year. So wild and wonderful. Where do you live now, person that lived in Jackson Hole? Michael Bruce. And why don't you still live in Jackson Hole? I mean, okay. Again, I was very attached to Bozeman. I thought that was a really cool town, and I could have imagined living there. But I didn't think living in Yellowstone was wild and wonderful. And again, you know, I was living in a dorm, and I walked through a parking lot to a restaurant, maybe 300 yards, to go to work, and then back again, and then to the dorm to eat. It was an interesting experience. How long did I live at Yellowstone? Just a couple months. I took a seasonal job there last summer. Yeah. You do property management, caretaking. Your family brought you back. Huh. Do I trade? No, I really don't. I've got CNBC on only because I subscribed yesterday. I have a finance degree. I was a stockbroker for a number of years. I traded for a couple of years. Honestly, even though I had a lot of money at one time, I didn't find any great joy in making money trading. I felt it was, like a lot of things, kind of an empty feeling. You know, the money would get bigger and you'd go, why isn't my level of happiness going through the moon because my account doubled? Or why am I still bothered about this in a relationship? Or why is this person acting this way? Or whatever, you still have issues. Then why subscribe to CNBC? I kind of said it yet. I already said it. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about the markets. I kind of would like to have some connection to the world. I'm kind of intrigued in a monopoly sort of way. Again, I was a realtor for a bunch of years. I don't know. I don't know why I subscribed to CNBC. I just did it. I went crazy yesterday afternoon. I was kind of curious how the markets were doing. I was sitting at home. It was quiet. I saw I could subscribe for 15 bucks. I go, 15 bucks for a month. That's 50 cents a day. Is that worth it? I mean, I'd say it's worth it. I mean, I'm not sure that it's worth it, but I'm getting some mileage out of the content today on my show. Yeah, I know my phone has a stock ticker. It's CNBC. But it's not just that. It's people talking. It's talking about the economy, talking about politics, talking about real estate, the job market. I think it was Target. I think Target got me sucked in yesterday. I've talked a lot about Target. I worked at Target 2 years ago. And when I was there, I said the CEO should get out of the boardroom and come on down to Target and see how the stores are run. So many people said, no, CEO's too important, too busy to do that. If you're too busy to be seeing what's happening in your stores and you run a retailer, you need to find more time because you need to know what's happening with the customer. I don't care what business you're in. You need to know how your customer is interacting with your product or your service at some level. You don't have to, be the one that's selling the product on the floor or stocking the shelves all day. But if you don't ever go in a store and you run a retailer, you're screwing up, I'm telling you. And not surprisingly, the stock's down. And they replaced the CEO. Or he's retiring, but I'm sure he's getting the boot as well. And the stock's down, and it doesn't surprise me. So because of that, I got sucked in. Yeah. I got sucked in. Let's see. You can unsubscribe anytime, I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, I only subscribed 12 hours ago. I've already paid for the first month. I'm aware that I can unsubscribe. I understand how subscriptions work. Good morning, T-Mill45. Yes, I Googled the Prime Minister of New Zealand. I did. Yes, I did. I mean, he's a bald, middle-aged white guy. Hello from Charleston. How are you? Do you golf at all down there in Charleston? Good morning, Julie Flanagan. How are you? I'm a little worried about you. I hadn't heard from you in a couple days. Was gonna check in to make sure everything's okay. You do golf. A lot of golf down there on Kiowa Island. Charleston is the best, somebody says. Huh. I mean, I spent most of my trip to Charleston on Kiowa Island itself. And I did not see the city. I'm sure the town's got a lot of history, and it's probably cooler than I know, but I didn't hang out in Charleston much. I'm gonna get a little more coffee. Julie, you'll be happy to know I'm drinking your Death Wish coffee. Ooh, Joe Kernan is on TV. Hold on, stay there, Joe. I like Joe Kernan. Do you see him? That's Joe Kernan. He's been on this show for as long as CNBC, I think, started while I was a stockbroker in the 90s. And a lot of these guys are like original, and I've grown old with these dudes, like Joe Kernan. It's amazing that he's been around so long. Yeah, Julie, I'm drinking the Death Wish dark roast coffee today. I'm gonna pour myself some. I'm gonna take this back over here. I say Charleston, but you're from the beach. Okay. Is the sand really fine in Charleston, at the beaches in Charleston? Sirius, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate you hopping on to like and say hi. Look at that, we have that perfect ratio again. I don't think it's a coincidence. 52 people watching, 26. So often it's a 50% ratio. Death Wish. Stevie K, are you in music at all? Kristen says the dirt is definitely red in Oklahoma. Huh. What do you guys think about Oklahoma? I got a buddy that moved to Tulsa. I mean, I'm sure there's coolness to it. But to me, it's like the part of Montana and Wyoming that I don't like without the mountains. You know what I mean, a little bit? Yeah, you're into music. So what kind of music do you play? I mean, I'm sure there's a band named Death Wish. Do you have many tattoos and piercings? Tanya said Montana and Wyoming are beautiful states. Have you been, Tanya? Have you been? I mean, I thought Wyoming, was a hellish state. You know, I like the mountains, I like the cities in them. But boy, it was emptiness. It was like driving on the moon. These Flanagans always stick together. What's in the cup? Good fishing in Wyoming. Schlevel, you're living Nina. I haven't caught a fish in Wisconsin. What the heck's up with that? I hooked into a bass and it fell off, but I was okay with that. It wasn't very big, and I was talking to some kids while I was fishing. You do rap and rock music, and I have a lot of tattoos and your ears pierced. Death Wish definitely is a heavy. I'm sure there's several songs. It might be a Black Sabbath song. I think I might have Googled it the other day, and a bunch of Sabbath options came up. Wyoming must be a good place for a drive, only if you like driving on the moon. I'm telling you. Good night, Pippi. I'm not a fellow Australian, though. Oh, you're saying it to Kawagararama. The Australians like to gather on the Coffee with Ken show and chat amongst themselves. Why am I bold? Local fishing is garbage. Julie, are you here? Do you see Schlevel Knievel? Stop hanging out with Tanya Flanagan and talking about Wyoming and Montana, and engage with Schlevel Knievel from Neenah, Wisconsin, who's saying local fishing is garbage, especially Lake Winnebago. Way better up north. Julie, move back to Wyoming in a minute. Again, Julie's stuck. Well, then why'd you get me here? You want everything you want to do. You want to go to Florida. You want to go to Wyoming. You want to get the hell out of Wisconsin. Should have told me that before I moved here. Richard L. drove the whole of South Dakota east to west. One of the worst experiences of your life. I did. I went west east. Since we're discussing good times, I'm invited to the cookout. Tanya said it's the feeling of being out in the open and feeling free. All right, well, thank you, Julie. I was looking for you to defend our state that is Wisconsin, that apparently has Green Bay and Milwaukee in it that I have to explain. Yeah, to my international viewers. Oh, yes, I do. Julie, since you're just hopping on, Julie, maybe you missed the big news. Wait a minute, hold on. The big news is I subscribed to CNBC yesterday. What do I do for a living? I work really hard, Pippi. I work really hard. I have 2 jobs and a passion. And my passion is Coffee with Ken, where I sit and drink coffee with you fine folk for about an hour every morning. And then I post amazing shorts, reels, and TikToks on various social media platforms. I posted one during the night. It was about politics. I thought for a second, would my viewers not like my stance on this political issue? And I said, well, I know Julie Flanagan won't like it, but she hasn't been on for days anyway. She wants to move the heck out of Wisconsin. So what the heck, I'm gonna post it anyway. I should do a market breakdown every day. I tried that for a little bit. I tried that. I did a market talk or a opening bell with Ken or something like that, and given kind of one man's opinion of the markets. I have again a finance background and real estate background, so I think I have some economic awareness, maybe more than the average Joe, and people might be curious. But I don't know. The market just kind of drifts. If anything exciting's happening, I'll probably hop on. But right now, the market's just kind of drifting upwards, despite everyone's concerns about what's going on in Washington. The market just drifts north. Can I read a book? I could read it. I probably won't, though. Somebody uses indicators to speculate the market. What do I think about Dean Cain joining ICE? I don't even know what you mean, T-Mill45. Dean Cain, the guy I think played Superman on the TV show. He joined ICE, like the people that, the immigration people. What's he doing for ICE? I mean, is he kicking down doors? Holy crap. If you're an illegal alien and Superman comes bursting through your door, you're gonna turn yourself in. I give up. Holy crap, Trump was really serious about busting down on illegal immigration. He sent Superman to get me. He is, what do you mean? What do you mean? Dean Cain's in ICE. I mean, what does he do? Is he a spokesperson for it? I mean, how old is Dean Cain? Do they hire random people? Or wouldn't you have to have some, I don't know, maybe policing background? I'm one for open borders. I say we let them all in. I say we turn Mexico into our 51st through 60th state. Yeah. Did I get my name from the Barbie doll? Yes. I got my name from the Barbie doll. No, but if you meet a Ken, oftentimes they're going to be born in the 60s or early 70s. I think it was a very popular name. Not very popular. It was never that popular. But that's what's kind of cool about it. It was just right. Okay, well, Richard L. said, what do you mean he joined? He joined ICE? What do you mean? No, I remembered who he was. I've never even seen the show Superman. He was also in a TV show with a woman. I forget what they were. I know him a little bit. I know the name. He joined ICE? I mean, was he passionate about immigration and illegal immigrants? To the point that an actor who I assume is, because I know his name, must still be financially doing okay, decided he wanted to do a very, I would assume, dangerous job of kicking in doors and deporting people. You know, I could see maybe wanting to be a fireman. Maybe he's more passionate about this topic than I am. 50 grand sign up. No age limit. Really? He's very conservative, Ivy League educated from a very wealthy family. Okay, so he is politically far right. But still, I mean, I'm a little right, but I don't. I'm not one to deport people. I don't want to really do it. Again, I think we're going the wrong way. I think we invite them. I do. We swallow up Mexico. Don't get me started on that again. Your brother joined. Okay, and he's 52. I mean, so it's got to be more than a career choice. You got to be passionate. And again, you almost must be kind of angry, I'd say. I mean, again, maybe it's just not a cause that I'm passionate about. And I like most Mexican people, almost all that I've ever met. I speak Spanish. I've worked in millions of restaurants. Millions is an exaggeration. But I believe our country is better when we include people in it. I want to make it easier for them. But anyway, for me to join, like I said, I could see joining, becoming a fireman at this age, maybe. I got some time on my hands. There might be some kittens in trees that need saved. I could do that. But to join ICE, I mean, okay. I'll tell you the coolest thing about ICE is the name. We all know it. That's probably why Cain joined it. Because it almost sounds like a superhero group or a gang or something like that. It does. Wait, you received $1,000, no regrets. What do you mean you received $1,000, no regrets, that black dude? To join ICE? Again, the only reason you'd maybe get that macho feeling of wearing a uniform and maybe carrying a gun. So I could see that is why somebody could join ICE. Wearing a hat. It'd be kind of equivalent to me of wearing like an FBI hat, but I think getting into the FBI apparently would be more rigorous than joining ICE. Anybody can join ICE. Wait, you got $1,000? Somebody gave you $1,000, the government gives $1,000 to inform on an illegal alien? I don't like the sound of that. That harkens back to the times of Anne Frank hiding in a basement to me. You know what I mean? What do I think about this act? Well, I don't know what that act is. Huh. I don't know what the SAACON Act is. Good morning, Thomas Bello. How are you? Yeah, no, I don't like that concept. Weren't the people who are illegally in America offered money to go back to wherever they came from? All paid for? I don't know. I don't know. Well, we got a vibrant conversation today. We touched on the bleakness of Wyoming for a little while. Nobody cared about that except the Flanagan sisters. And somehow Dean Cain's name got brought into it. Yeah. Oh. But anyway, it's Thursday morning. You saw it on a show with that psychiatrist guy, Dr. Phil. I don't think Dr. Phil's a psychiatrist. I don't even know what Dr. Phil is. Is he still doing a show? Did he get canceled somehow? Somebody believes Dean Cain is a terrible actor. I don't know if I know enough to describe Dean Cain's acting chops. I mean, if you know he's a terrible actor, and again, I can think of 2 shows he was on that did fairly well. Yeah. Boy, we really perked up for a little bit. We had 70 some odd viewers. Walmart shares, see, this is why you tune into Coffee with Ken. Walmart shares fall on Q2 results. Again, I think it was Target that sucked me in yesterday. The news on Target CEO. And that's why I got my CNBC subscription. I still haven't seen any prices go up. I did see there was news, and it was from like Nintendo, that the prices on their video game consoles will start going up due to tariffs. You know, if video games get a little more expensive, it'll be okay. It is like I have a business office now. I think I can write off the whole rent. My YouTube subscription, certainly my CNBC subscription, and maybe my Prime Video subscription. All I see are write-offs around my apartment right now. It's like when I was a realtor. Certainly there was a business purpose to this plant. $15. $15. I think for business is good. Not sure if you get it. What happened to the Target CEO? Stevie K. Well, I think he's retiring in February. And he's being replaced by another guy that's been at Target for 20 some odd years. And the market didn't like the new hire or the numbers that they've been putting out. And I think the stock's been struggling and is about half of where it was 3 years ago when I started working there. So that's what happened. They're going to put in a new CEO in February. But he's another, guy that's been in Target for a while. I think he's a white middle-aged dude. Working the system. Working the system. Yeah. Busy work day today for me. No, I got the day off. I'm excited. I had the day off the last 2 days, but I ended up working anyway. It could happen again, but I really think I'm going to take the day off today. It's so nice. Again, because I'm working 2 jobs, I've had to lower the scheduling at both jobs, which gives me flexibility to pick up and just go and grab work whenever I want it. So I end up working all the time, but I don't feel I have to go in. You know what I mean a little bit? Such a pretty smile. Huh. Well, thank you. Thank you. I think I have a nice smile. I look like Johnny Sins. I've heard that. He's the sexiest man in the adult film industry. It's no surprise I look just like him. He's famous for his bald head and physique. Hello, Patrick from Ireland. Good morning, under sky. What are my plans for the day? I have no plans. Not today. I mean, if you're gonna force me to make some plans, I could tell you roughly what I'm gonna do. But right now, my plans haven't gone much past pouring some coffee, talking to you fine folk for about an hour, and seeing how my day goes. Maybe it'd be nice if we have less plans. Because I know when we're thinking about the future, we're usually anxious. And we're certainly not in the now. You know, if you're meditating or in yoga, you shouldn't be thinking about your plans. But you should be in the now more than just when you're meditating or in yoga. But I think it's like our instinct to immediately be forward thinking and saying, where are we going to be next? And if we're always thinking about where we're going to be next, we're never where we are. Do I need a ladder to clean these windows? You mean the inside of them or the outside? I certainly would need a ladder to clean them. I have not cleaned them. I don't really plan to clean them because I don't own a ladder. And I'm on the 3rd floor, so to clean the outside of the windows, I would certainly need a ladder. My guess is they get cleaned when they get rained on. Cleo wants me to be here now. I am. Under Sky suggests a long stick. You could do that. I lived in a townhome with right before I got married for the first time, and we had these amazing, beautiful high ceilings with beautiful windows. And you can get those little sticks with the paintbrush on it. They work fairly well, and you can paint high up. You can even edge. I mean, it doesn't do a perfect job because, for a bunch of reasons. The cordless window cleaners. No. Dean Cain, I can't hire. He's too busy. He's kicking indoors. How's the morning, Chicago guy? The morning is awesome. I mean, I slept till almost 7. I poured myself some coffee, and I'm talking to you fine folks as I'm drinking my coffee. So the morning's quite nice, thank you. So Julie Flanagan, are you still there? You didn't like my most recent video? I mean, again, I didn't expect you to. That's the beauty of our relationship. Any thoughts on a comet that's in our solar system and what its effects may be on our sun and or planet? Well, no, I have no thoughts on this comet. I did not know of it till a bug attacked me. I hate those little bugs. Does anyone know if you get one of those like Venus fly traps, do they need like big flies or do they eat those little fruit flies as well? Because if they get the fruit flies, they could have some value. I mean, if they got the big flies, they could too. I wonder if they actually eat enough flies to be worthwhile. And that's not what I said, pumpkin pie. See, pumpkin pie is completely misquoting my video. I never said I wouldn't vote for a Democrat. I actually said I would vote for a Democrat. And again, I think we view the world as we want to. And pumpkin pie totally misinterpreted my video and said I wouldn't vote for a Democrat when I was honestly saying the exact opposite thing. Somebody said make your own fruit fly trap. Yeah, but no, I kind of want one of those plants to do it because I like efficiency. And if the plant is actually enjoying eating the bugs, I think that'd be kind of cool. Somebody thought flies would only exist in Africa. I wish. What time of the year? There's a certain time of the year. I lived in various apartments. Where like flies came up at a certain time of the year and I'd have like a ton of flies. I don't know where they came from. It was really quite gross. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. I don't know where they came from. I don't know. But suddenly my apartment would have like 30 flies in it and yuck. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. So far I have no flies in here outside of those, that fruit fly that was trying to get me a minute ago. And nobody knows that if those Venus, and it wasn't actually a Venus flytrap. I was out at the farmer's market in Appleton a couple weeks ago. And there was a woman that had a plant stand, if you will. And one of the plants was a plant I wasn't familiar with, but it had a cup the bug could fly into and get stuck. I thought that would be a neat way to get rid of the bugs. But I didn't know for sure. Does anyone know? Can Venus flytraps, do they actually turn the bugs into energy, or do they photosynthesize as well? I mean, they're plants, so they must they must be like a hybrid car. It can run on gas or electricity. And maybe the Venus flytrap can photosynthesize or digest bugs. Schlevel agrees with me. Schlevel, if you're really from Nina, why don't you come for coffee with me once? I could use a coffee engagement. I have no plans for the day. It would be nice to maybe say, hey, I'm meeting somebody for coffee later today. Although it might be neat to not do that. Okay, somebody thinks the fruit flies are too small for fly trap. All right. Venus flytraps do photosynthesize. However, they do use insects as a trap for additional nutrients. That's what we were guessing. That is what we were guessing, that they're like hybrids. They're like the Prius. I don't know about anything about any missing kids. ESPN DTC, I don't know what that means, launches at $29.99 a month. Hey, speaking of that, does anyone know anybody that is like addicted to online gambling, like sports betting, like it's a problem or it's ruining their lives? I know a lot of kids that do it. I worked in a restaurant last fall, in Naperville, and a lot of the people were coming out to watch sports that worked at the restaurant, but they didn't care about the teams, they cared about the bets they had. Yeah. Does anyone know that's anybody that's gambling away their lives? I mean, I know I lost at least 50 grand one year gambling, but that was a long time ago. I'm wondering if it's more prevalent today because how easy it is to bet on everything through your phone. Your uncle was addicted to gambling. Luckily, your cousin stopped him. I hate to be cynical, sad man. My first thought is he's gambling without the cousins noticing. Because I think it'd be hard to stop somebody from something they're addicted to. I think they got to want to do it themselves. That's my thought about that. Rockaway won 10 grand the first time you went to Vegas. You never did it again. You retired a winner. It's almost hard to believe, Rockaway. You know, you go, you win 10 grand, you think, wow, that's easy money. I should go every week. But anyway, we have had a great audience today. And it is Thursday morning. I have absolutely no plans. Don't even try and get me to have a plan. I am plan free and I'm looking forward to it. My plan is to enjoy my plan free day. And I don't know, I hope you guys have whatever or no plans at all as well. Maybe you're going to work, you're going to enjoy the sunshine. Look at the little blue sky coming through my window. How exciting is that? But I'm looking forward to my day, whatever it may hold, and I hope you're looking forward to your day as well. I want to thank you so much for joining me for a cup of coffee this morning. Hope your week's going great. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.